Hi guys, welcome back to Packed It. Probably said that wrong, but there we are. Today we're going to do a video on deck profile on Miirym, sentinel worm, who is a red, green, blue and free. She's a dragon, flying ward 2. Whenever another non-token dragon enters the battlefield under your control, create a copy of it. If it's a legendary, it basically, it's not legendary. It's really good. It's in a fun little neon cat sleeve. Just to show you, so token, treasure, and then token. There's a lot of tokens because you do a lot of token making. Let's get straight into the creatures. So we've got the first one being Gaza. Oh yeah, sound sick. Close enough. Red, blue, and 2. Says flying. Whenever this enters, you create a treasure token. Artifacts you control have tap, add 1 mana of any colour. Spend this to cast instants and sorceries. It's really good. And you've got Lazahan, Dragon Legacy. Close enough, it'll do. It's another red blue, cost 3. Flying. Whenever you cast an adventure spell or a dragon spell, this deals damage equal to the mana value to any target that isn't a commander. She's a 4/2 as well, which is quite nice. Obviously, you get a couple of copies of them. You got the Dragon Broodmother, which is a green, red, and 2. Flying. At the beginning of each upkeep, put a 1/1 red green dragon creature token with flying and devour 2 into play, and it's a 4/4. Surprisingly, I don't have a red green devour 2 dragon. I will buy one. We've got Fassa, Deep Dwelling. She's a red and free, indestructible. As long as your devotion to blue is less than 5, she isn't a creature. At the beginning of your end step, exile up to 1 other target creature you control, then return it under your battlefield. So you can do that to, like, for instance, let's say you've got the Broodmother out and you've got Miirym out. You can blink it, bring it back, make another copy, blink it, bring it. Like, you can basically make loads of copies with it. It's really good, really helpful. You probably do it with this one though. Goldspan Dragon is a 5 mana cost, 2 red, flying haste. When this attacks, you make treasures, and treasures tap and make 2 mana instead. So it's really good when you've got multiple of them out. One of my favourite cards is the Final Fantasy Ancient Copper Dragon. It's a 6 cost, flying. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, roll a d20, create that many treasures. On average, you're probably making about 10. Unless you're really lucky, then you make 20. Like, it's a 6/5, that's a good dragon, and you can get multiple copies. Scourge of Valkyries is a 5 cost commander. No, it's not a commander. 5 cost dragon. There's 3 and 2. Flying. Whenever this enters or another dragon enters, it deals X damage to a target creature or player, where X is the number of dragons you control, and you can pay a red and get +1. This can. So it's really good when you start playing it and then making loads of copies and going a bit wide. Scale Slinger, not saying the first one. It's a red, a blue and a green. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. You may cast dragons from the top of your library. It's really good. Obviously, you only need 1 of them, so you can do that early game, which is quite nice. Red Dragon. It's a 5 cost. Flying, it has Fire Breath. When Red Dragon enters the battlefield, it deals 4 damage to each opponent. It's nice because you can make it so you can get like 3 copies of that or more with cards like this. Sakashima of 1,000 Faces. It's a 4 cost geezer. It says you may cast this and enter it as a copy of a legendary creature, but then it's not legendary. So basically you go, oh look, I'm going to target Miirym. Now I have 2 Miiryms. Every time a dragon enters, you make 3 copies and so on. A new card that I added is Avoya, Automech Artisan. It is a 4 cost geezer. Each creature that's attacking one of your opponents has trample. If you notice, that's not even mine, that's everyone's. You can pay green, tap it, put a creature into play. Or an artifact, but it's mostly a creature. It's really good. Spark the Double, another one that can just make copies. So you can make copies of Miirym to make loads of dragons. A new one I added, which was Storm Scale Scallion. It's a 5 cost flying. It has Storm. And it says other dragons you control get +1/+1. So if you storm it out and then make loads of copies of the storm, basically dragons go to like stupid amounts of damage. Terror of the Peaks, which is a good old classic dragon. It's a 5 cost. Suppose your opponents cast the target the terror of the piece, costs an additional 3 life. Whenever another dragon enters, or another creature enters, this deals damage equal to that mana, the power of that dragon. For me. So yeah, it's really good. Facus the Butcher is a 5 cost. It's a green and a red. Whenever this attacks, double the power of each dragon you control. So this is probably one of like going wide at the end. You'd play this and then you'd just start attacking everyone and basically kill everyone. Drakuseth, Maul of Flames is a lot. He's a 4, 5, 7 cost. When this attacks, it deals 4 damage to any target or 3 damage to each of up to 2 targets. And it's a 7/7. Obviously when that gets doubled, it's a 14/14. Earthquake Dragon, which usually casts for a green. It says this spell costs X less to cast, where X is the total mana value across dragons I control. It's got flying and trample. It's a 10/10. It says it's also got green and 2. Sacrifice a land, return this to you from your graveyard to your hand. Yeah, man. Atasushi, the Blazing Dragon, cost 4. Flying, trample. Whenever this dies, choose up to 1. Exile the top 2 cards of your library, and until the end of your next turn, you can play those cards or create 3 treasure tokens. It's really good for like early on if you need to get some ramp going. Speaking of ramp, Dragon Speaker Shaman. Dragon spells cost 2 less, and he costs 3, so it's really good because it makes Miirym cost 4. Bloom Tender, taps for 3 colours. Really good like early game because then you can start going wide very quickly. Rapturous Dragon, it's a 5 cost. When it enters, create 2 treasures, so really good as well. Magda, she costs 2. The other dwarf part doesn't really matter. What does matter is when a dwarf is tapped, create a treasure token, then you can sacrifice 5, search your library for an enchantment, no, an artifact or a dragon, put it onto the battlefield, which triggers Miirym. Ureni, the Song of Unending, is an expensive boy, but when he's out, he's a problem. Flying protection from white and black. When this enters, it deals X damage divided as you choose among any number of target creatures or planeswalkers your opponents control, where X is the number of lands you control. So you play this late game, you make 4 copies of it and basically start nuking the board. Patreon of the Arts is a 3 cost. When it enters or dies, it creates a treasure token. Glorybringer is a 5 cost. It's a flying haste. You may exert it, deal 4 damage to target non-creature an opponent controls. So you get like 3 copies of these, you just charge 1 at each person and then deal 4 damage to each creature they control, or 1 creature they control. Roaming through them. It's a 4 cost colourless, it's got ward 2, and as it enters you'd say dragons, which then this becomes a dragon, and it says any triggered ability from a dragon is doubled. So it's really good. Kaiga, the Tide Star, is a 6 cost. When it puts in the graveyard from play, gain control of target creature. Good for problematic ones. You can start kind of slow people down if you need to. Ganax Astral Hunter is a 5 cost that says whenever him or another dragon enters, create a treasure token. Having many copies of this and then playing all your dragons is mental, because obviously your tokens class as well. Laughless Queen Dragon costs 5. No, costs 6. Flying, whenever another dragon enters the battlefield under your control, create a 5/5 red dragon creature token with flying, and you can pay a red and colourless. Dragons get +1/+0 until the end of the turn, so it's a good way to go wide. And then the last card is Birds of Paradise. It's a green, flying, add a mana. Everyone knows birds, it's really good. Good old Bob, can't go wrong with it. So that's the creatures done. Let's move on to sorceries. Let's get them out of the way. So Nature's Law, ramp. You always need ramp. Helps you get some of your nice forests and play. Is it just forests? Just forests. Blasphemous Act, board wipe. Usually, no, I'd say it does affect you quite often, but sometimes it's just needed. Farseek, more ramp. You can get your Plains Island, Swamp and Mountain, but majority of the time it's going through like an island. Balgary Recovery. On this side it says return target card from your graveyard to your hand, and then this side is a land that enters tapped. It's mostly for the return. I've never really used it as a land. 3 visits, helps you search it, go helps you thin your library and then get your forests. And then the last one is Jessica's Will. It's a ridiculous card, what can I say? If you go your commander out, you can do both. So you can add red for each card in target opponent's hand, exile top 3 cards, and play them. So you make loads of mana, only red, but it does help. That is it for the sorceries. I'm playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 sorceries. I'll count the creatures after and let you know. Let's go to instances. So first one is Essence Flux. Exile target creature you control, then return that card to the battlefield under your control. So basically it's another Fassa, so you can, if there's a creature you really want to have copies of, you just go boom, make a couple of copies of it. Really helpful. Planar Incursion does the exact same. Exile target artifact or creature, then return it to the battlefield under its own control. Obviously you can use them against the opponents, but majority of the time you want to use them for yourself. Then we've got my Psychotic Rift that is signed by the artist. You're mostly using this on the overload. You pay 7, bounce everything to people's hands, and then you can go wide. Fierce Guardianship, I packed it, so I was like, yeah, why not? If you've got your commander out, you can cast it. It's a counter target non-creature spell. Keep Safe, go from one extreme to the other. Cost 2 mana, counter target spell that targets opponent I control, draw a card. Heroic Intervention, it costs 2. Permanents you control gain hexproof and indestructible until the end of the turn. Deflecting Swat, it's a good redirect. A lot of the time you cast it for free. So someone targets Miirym, you go, cool, no. Return of the Wild Speaker. It's pretty expensive, but it does draw cards equal to the greatest power among non-human creatures you control, and then non-human creatures get +3/+3. Dragonfire. It's 2 cost. As an additional cost to cast this spell, you may reveal a dragon card from your hand or choose a dragon you control. It deals 4 damage to target creature or planeswalker. If you revealed a dragon card or chose a dragon card as you cast this, deals damage equal to the power of that card instead. So it's really good, like destruction, then just a worldly tutor. Lets you search for a card, put it on top of your library. Instances 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's go to Planeswalker. We're playing Oko, Thief of Crowns. Cost 3 mana. You can create food, or you can uptick him by 1, make something turn to an elk, and it is a 3/3 elk. It loses all its abilities. You mostly use it for that one, because by the time you've done it once, it's dead the next turn, so you don't really get to use it again. We're playing a battle, Invasion of Zendikar. When this enters, search your library for 2 basic lands, put them onto the battlefield tapped, and then when it turns over, it turns into a mana dork. Yeah, Vigilance Haste. As long as this is on the battlefield, it's a land in addition. So yeah, it's just a big mana dork. So that's that. Let's move on to artifacts, because we have a few of those. First one is Lightning Greaves. I had to get the tattooed one because, you know, kind of tattooed myself. Gives you protection and haste. Then you've got Sword of Feast and Famine. Quick creature gets protection from black and green. Whenever this deals combat damage, untap all your lands. Helps you go really wide. Dragon Orb, I'll get both of them out. So I have Dragon Orb of Dragonkind and Orb of Dragonkind, the red and the green one. When this one is used, they get hexproof and +1/+1. When this one is used, it does mental things. So you can pay 1 to give you 2 mana to cast dragons or activate abilities. Pay 1, sacrifice it, look at the top 7 cards of your library. You may reveal a dragon card from among them and put it into your hand, put the rest into the bottom of the order. So they both do individual things. You've got Arcane Signet, taps for mana. You've got Mox Jasper, one of the new Moxes, cost 0, adds mana. I'm considering about dropping it because you have to have a dragon on board. Yes, I'm playing a dragon deck, but you'd be surprised how many times it doesn't work. We've got Dragon Horde. When a dragon you control enters, put a gold counter on it. Remove a gold counter, draw a card, or you can tap for mana. Then you've got Panamonicon that says if a artifact or creature entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability or a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. So Miirym gets double triggers, and you can never go wrong with double triggers on Miirym. Artifacts is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Give me a sec. I'm going to move on to enchantments. One of the new crazy ones is Dracogenesis. You may cast dragon spells without paying the mana costs. Like, yes, you're paying 8 mana, but if you're casting this, you're probably going to win. Parallel Lives. This is, if an effect would put one or more tokens on the battlefield under control, you may put twice that many. More tokens. Dragon Tempest. When a creature you control with flying enters, it gains haste until the end of the turn. When a dragon you control enters, it deals X damage to any target where X is the number of dragons you control. Garruk's Uprising. When this enters, you draw a card. When a creature, if you control a power 4 or greater, creatures you control have trample, and then when a creature with power 4 or greater enters, draw a card. Rain to Riches. I didn't realise how good this card was. When it enters, you create 2 treasures. The first spell you cast, each turn that the mana from a treasure was spent, it gives it Cascade. So you cast your bigger spells with it, and then you cascade into bigger scary stuff. Rhystic Study. This is a real one. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, you may draw a card, unless they pay 1. I was about to say you may pay 1. Generative Transformation, because you know, having Oko wasn't enough, so I've got another card that lets me turn you to an elk. Rhythm of the Wild. It says creature cards can't be countered. Non-token creatures have a riot, which is you get to choose to give them haste or give them +1/+1. Then you got Jessicai's Tima's Ascendancy. Creatures have haste. Whenever a creature you control with power 4 greater enters, draw a card. Right. Enchantments, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're going to move on to lands now. We'll do the normal lands. So we've got Fiery Islet. You can pay 1 life, add a blue or a red, or you can pay 1 and sacrifice it, draw a card. Nice and simple. Steam Vents. As it enters, you may pay 2 life. If you don't, it enters tapped. Cavern of Souls. Say dragons. Then you just basically can counter it, cast your commander, and it can't be countered, which is really nice. Willow Rush Verge. As long as you have a forest or an island, it makes green, but if not, it just makes blue. Fabled Passage. You can sacrifice it, search your library for a basic land, put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library. If you have more than 4 lands, it enters untapped. Breeding Pool is the same as Steam Vents. It enters untapped if you pay 2 life. Stomping Ground does the same thing. Enters untapped if you pay 2 life. Got Croft Manor, which is aka Command Tower. Tap, add any colour. Maelstrom of the Spirit Dragon. I've not really used it yet because I've not drew it. By that time I've usually won. Tap, make a colour, add 1 mana of any colour. Spend this to cast dragon spells or an omen. Sacrifice, pay 4, sacrifice this land, search your library for a dragon, reveal it, put it into your hand. Misty Rainforest is the new art one. I packed it, so I got excited and put it straight in the deck. Pay 1 life, sacrifice this land, search your library for a forest or island. And they're really pretty. Got the Thornspire Verge, adds a green and a red. If you have a mountain or forest, it gives you green. Ketra Triome, it gives you all the colours, so it gives you green, blue, red, but it does enter tapped, but you usually search for it. Frontier that one enters tapped, but it's another Triome. It gives you red, blue, green. Then you've got Scalding Tarn, another one that I packed. Pay 1 life, sacrifice it, go find an island and mountain. Then we've got Free Tree City, which is really good in this deck. Pay 2, choose a colour, add mana equal to the number of creatures you control. So obviously we're making loads of tokens. Wooded Foothills, unfortunately it's not a fancy one. It's another one that can let you search for a mountain or forest if you pay 1 life. Sulphur Falls, enters untapped if you have islands and mountains. Hinterland Harbour, enters untapped if you have a forest or island. And then the new one I added yesterday is the Mana Confluence from the new set. Normal lands is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So you have 19 of them kind of lands. Now we're going to move on to my fancy lands. So forests, we play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think you can see it on the camera. The camera does not do these lands justice. So they are all the oil slick lands. So yeah, 5 forests. I think it's 5 islands. Yeah, 5 islands. Just to give you a little show. And then 5 mountains, which you might actually be able to see better on camera because they're red. Well, yeah, so all the lands are the same because I am bad when it comes to lands. I feel like I have to have the same mana base. But yeah, that is basically my Miirym. There is certain ways to upgrade it that I kind of want to do. I'm slowly going through it all. I've got too many decks at the minute and I've spent too much on Savala. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry it was a very quick and brief one. Soon I'm going to start doing a few more different kind of videos. Going to do every Friday from this week will be a Magic like recap for the games I've played on that Friday. Yeah, see you in a bit, guys. Peace.